to say how I feel. Ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now cause it's real. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It ain't hard to say how I feel. It's like ooh la la, ooh la la. It's kinda easy now cause it's real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real. Hey, hey. Gonna say how I feel, cause I know that it's something real.
Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. You know, live, you make decisions on the fly. Everything's going to change up tonight. You guys, I just hit 100 subscribers. Thank you guys very much. Nathan, thank you for hopping on when I went out and did this little impromptu live on my deck. That when I looked at it and I'd hit 100 subscribers, and all of a sudden when I hit that plus, it said I could go live. So I went out on the deck, did a quick little live. It was so fun. It's so great, you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, all right. Hi to everybody. I'm so sorry Joanne's not feeling well and can't stick around. We have a bit of a change in plans tonight because I just read my email and I have to do this. So Nathan and Deirdre did some pretty amazing stuff. I'm going to show Deirdre's art that she did, you guys. Checking in with everybody. Thank you for the well wishes, but let's go to the iPad screen. First off, let me get to the right spot on my iPad screen because there we go. Okay, so I remember I suggested that if you did any sketches, send them to me. We have sketches and we have stories tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So let's go here, and this is from Deirdre. She did this sketch and sent it to me. Look at that. Wow. Just playing around. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. And then this one made me want to go out and get chocolate and graham crackers right away. Look at that. So cool. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Get this thing set up so I can, oh, there it is. My iPad was scooting down on me. It's slipping. It's slipping. Come on, behave. Sit up tall. I always tell you to sit up straight. That's it. Okay, got it sitting up straight. So those are two really amazing images by Deirdre. Yeah, bam, girl, you got some awesome skills. Exactly. Exactly. Look at look at the rocks on that and how, and the shading out in front. Oh my gosh. But then the marshmallows. Who can draw marshmallows? My gosh, that's amazing. Is it with pencil and charcoal, or is that pencil? Oh, she showed the clever lady. She showed her tools up the top of the picture, what she used them with. Nice. Very cool. So then I just now opened my email. I'd been doing other stuff today and found that I had another treasure here. And here, let me get it to go full size. Come on. Oh, full size. Bump, bump. Mm-mm. So I will just open. Just a sec. See if I can get it to do this. Well, fiddle. Cancel that. And it back. Close this. I'm trying to get things to close. Here. Okay. Well, it's not going to open the whole thing. So you're just going to have to ignore the half of my iPad. So I got a note from Nathan. Hi, Gretchen. So with yesterday's story, when everyone was talking, I'm going to have to read it on my phone because I can't see that far away, was talking about the shenanigans we got up to when we were kids. You said it would be great if one of us could do a sketch of all the kids. I'd done a little story for Gloria, Angie, Joanne, Julie E., and Deidre. I'm sorry, I didn't do one about you, Janice, and Helen. It's 4:20 a.m. and I've been doing it all night. Oh, and with Gloria, I made her a chipmunk because her dad said she used to look like a chipmunk. If you tell me what shenanigans you get up to, oh my goodness. So here are 6 mini stories attached to the pictures. I hope you like them. So here we have. I'm going to see if I can turn. Let me see if I can turn my iPad and it'll do it this way. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee, go back. I want this back. Edit. There we go. There we go. Yay. Here we go. There. Little Joanne was playing hide and seek in the backyard. Whoops, don't go so in the backyard and was running to find a hiding spot. Joanne was having so much fun and was watching where she was stepping and didn't see the rake on the ground that her dad left there. And then the unthinkable happened. Yes, that's right, she stepped on it. But it only started to hurt once little Joanne pulled it out of her foot and she screamed out, "Mommy, help me!" Oh my gosh. Okay, that's the first one. I can't see my comments over here because I'm leaning the wrong way. I want hot chocolate. Shading is spot on. Yes, about that. Beautiful. Look at this. Okay, so I'm going to get up here to the stories. Julie E. Hi, Julie. I haven't even said hi to everybody once because I just opened my email and saw these things. Okay. And see then, here it is. Little Angie was playing with some little toys and thought, I wonder how far I could stick this little green Barney up my nose. But then all of a sudden it got stuck and had to get her mummy to try and get it out. Angie was so scared that it would be there forever, so she cried and cried. These are hilarious. I love it. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. My sound is probably going to peak and blow your ears out. Where's my sound thing? I'm going to move it over here so that I can, okay, not blow your ears out. I haven't seen these. I haven't opened my email. I literally just opened it just before I went live. Gloria, the flipping chipmunk, used to flip everywhere she went. Flip, 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 flip. She never walked. She only flipped. All until one day she had an accident and missed her landing. Bang! She hit her nose and broke it. Gloria the chipmunk was so scared she never flipped again. Oh my goodness. Cheers, Nathan. Is anybody else having as much fun as I am? Oh my gosh. Little Julie was playing chase around the backyard with a paper bag on her head. But the eye holes she cut out weren't in the right spot, and little Julie couldn't see properly. Little Julie didn't realize that the water pump handle was still up. She heard her friend yell, "Look out, Julie!" But it was too late. Little Julie ran into the handle and knocked her teeth out. Poor Julie dropped to her knees and cried and cried and cried because it hurt so much. Oh my gosh. Little Deirdre was the best archer in town. She would hit bullseye after bullseye every single time, and she thought, I wish it was harder. Then she had a great idea. She asked her older sister, Hey sis, can I shoot an apple on top of your head? Little Deirdre's sister knew how good she was and was not scared at all and said, I'll be happy to help you. Thankfully, little Deirdre was so good she missed her sister every time and always hit the apple, just like the bullseye. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that picture of Deirdre. One eye open, one eye, go, and the little shoes. Okay. Nathan, just how tall are you? Oh my gosh. When Nathan was a younger teenager, he invited a girl that he liked over for a lunch date. And Nathan, being young, with all types of new feeling going through his body, he was trying to impress his date and said, Hey, do you want to see me jump off the roof onto a trampoline? His date replied, Okay, but please be careful. So Nathan climbed under the roof and with one mighty leap, whee! He jumped right over the trampoline onto the ground with a big thump. Nathan got up and pretended not to be hurt, all because he was trying to impress a girl. Oh my goodness. So after I saw this and decided I had to do this, I just looked and I believe there is another email from him, from Nathan. Up. Oh, he grammar mistakes in two of them, so he fixed them. Please discard the two from the first mail. Oh my gosh. He fixed his grammar mistakes for the teacher here. Good job, buddy. You get extra points. Okay, I have to close up my iPad now so I can see. I am laughing so hard. I had planned to read like 3 different books tonight. Right. Yep. I'll save Louise Loves Art for tomorrow night because that's a cute one, and we can do an art thing around it. And these, maybe we'll see. I just love it. Deirdre's art, Nathan's story, and his art. They're so funny. You guys are hilarious. You have made my hitting 100 subscribers and my 90th show. I mean, seriously, it is so funny. Gloria the Chipmunk. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to go back and say hi to everybody as soon as I get through laughing. Everybody's laughing. See, Nathan, you made us laugh. It is like Wednesday laugh night. It is Wednesday. Yes. So Artapalooza was hilarious. You guys were crazy. I'm so late. So great. I'm in tears. These are fabulous. Yes. See, Nathan, see all these comments? I'm in tears. These are fabulous. You're amazing, Nathan. With your art. Yes. Buddy, you could put these together like this. Oh my gosh. Hey, Helen, hi. Ah. Gloria said she never looks so good. That was my plan. You succeeded in your plan, my friend. You succeeded in your plan. That was amazing. From dog to chipmunk. Thanks, Janice. So we've got Julie here. Julie E. She was doing some beautiful work on Artapalooza. And Angie's here. Hi, Angie. Helen's here. Janice is here. Janice was doing this really cool kind of steampunk top on a box. That was awesome. Gloria's here. Nathan. Everybody, hi. Helen. Yeah. Janice. Julie E. Joanne had to leave. She wasn't feeling well. Oh my goodness. Back catching up, making sure I didn't miss anybody. Helen, Gloria, Angie, Nathan, Julie E, Deirdre is here. So it's so funny that from that story last night that it was a story about safety rules. After we got done and I walked away, it hit me how ironic that was. That after a story about safety rules, what did the whole conversation evolve or devolve to was all of our shenanigans, all the things where we weren't safe and didn't do the safety rules. And it was hilarious. And then to have Nathan take that and put it into stories, into short stories and illustrations, you never know where inspiration is going to come from. And it's just so funny, and it's so cool to see that just a conversation with people that literally 100 days ago I didn't know any of you guys. I hadn't even considered knowing any of you guys, and really just went on this journey of going live every day. That I did that for because I did a thing in August. I did a Lita live every day in August through ecamm and that group there, and I did that, and then started to figure out that I wanted to do something else and something more, and what I was going to do and how it's evolved to what it is. And this inspiration for myself and for you guys coming out of this. I mean, seriously, Deirdre's, your sketches, oh my gosh, are amazing. I if I can keep sketching every day, even get a tenth of the shading aspect that you get done, I'll be happy. I'm just yay. And Nathan, those stories, seriously, all of us, and we just take such inspiration from each other. It makes me feel so good. And you guys are just, wasn't that a song? Do a book. Oh, so much, Nathan. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, you guys message me. And Nathan, if it's okay, I will send them the stories, if that's okay. If you'll just message me your emails and I'll send them to you guys. But good, he's going to send a copy because I can send them on too. That's so fun. It is so fun. And Deidre, I would. Oh, I mean, yes, sketchbooks. I've watched a gal named Sandy Hester, who's an artist who's just she's so does so much in color and different kind of things, and she's kind of all over the place in lots of different things. But when she does her sketchbooks tours, I love to watch sketchbook reviews of what she does and how she thinks and what she takes with her, and then somebody else who's completely different than her, who's very organized and neat and tidy. And then there's the what's her name? The gal that's the unexpected gypsy, or and the stuff that she does. It's just really interesting to see all the different styles and what they do and how they make sketchbooks or idea books and what they keep and why. So I think I do can get a hold of everybody, so I can send them. So you guys, I'll work at that. Yep. If not, I'll ask you for your emails tomorrow night if you haven't sent me stuff. But I have a lot of people's. So I'm celebrating tonight with Bailey's and with friends and with laughter and inspiration. And I have a couple books that I do want to read. And maybe I will read Louise Loves Art too, because that's a fun one. These first two are really short and little ones, and they're not really storybooks, but they're books about art and about the inspiration. And this one, let me make sure you guys can hear. Yeah, hearing pretty good. Hopefully, I have my little thing down a little low, probably, because I was afraid I was going to laugh too hard and yell in your ear. So this book is called No One Saw, and it's ordinary things through the eyes of an artist. And, you know, I talk about the beauty hidden in plain sight and what inspires us and that type of thing. And I mean, just Deirdre did marshmallows. I mean, marshmallows. How cool is that? And Nathan got inspired by crazy shenanigan stories. And I think that is so amazing. And oh, Gloria, before I forget, Gloria, your live on Facebook is this Saturday. Is that right? Saturday or Sunday? Put it in the chat, would you? So that everybody knows she's doing readings, I think, on Saturday or Sunday, one of the 2 days. I have it someplace. Anyway, No One Saw by Bob Raczka. He has, I put his website in the link. He's done some other things, but this was one of the ones I thought was really pertinent to hear. And as it says, the message of this book is a clear one, that no two people see the world in exactly the same way. There is beauty waiting to be seen and shared by you. So be creative and, most important, be yourself. No One Saw, Ordinary Things Through the Eyes of an Artist. No one saw flowers like Georgia O'Keeffe. No one saw trains like René Magritte. No one saw mothers like Mary Cassatt. No one saw Sunday like George Seurat. No one saw stars like Vincent van Gogh. No one saw people like Joan Miro. No one saw squares like Piet Mondrian. And no one saw apples like Paul Cézanne. No one saw music like Marc Chagall. And no one saw soup like Andy Warhol. No one saw hay like Claude Monet. And no one saw fish like Paul Klee. Or is it Clie? I don't know. No one saw dancers like Edgar Degas. And no one saw children like Pierre Renoir. No one saw fields and farms like Grant Wood. And no one saw cities like Kandinsky could. Artists express their own point of view, and nobody sees the world like you. And it has a list of all the paintings. And I know I said some of those. Cassatt, Mary Cassatt, Paul Cézanne, Chagall, Degas, Kandinsky, Klee. Oh, Paul Klee, not Klee. Paul Klee. I always found this interesting. I was reading this about Grant Wood, because, you know, he did American Gothic, and everybody always thinks that it shows a farmer and his wife, but it's a farmer and his daughter. I thought that was pretty interesting. So what's nice about this book is it also goes through all the pictures that it has in here and tells about each painter, where they lived, when they lived, what kind of things they were doing. So it's a great way to introduce kids to this kind of stuff. Plus, for myself, it just is such a nice representation. My very favorite musicals, Sunday in the Park with George. The if you've ever seen the PBS version that they did on, and you can get it on TV or on YouTube sometimes with Bernadette Peters and Andy Patinkin. Mandy Patinkin. Oh my gosh. So amazing. But that's an amazing musical. Yeah. So that was one of the ones I wanted to see. And yes, Angie, when you said had anybody seen Thoroughly Modern Millie? Yes, I can remember watching it as a child. Yeah, musicals were part of my growing up because that was anytime there was a musical that came out in a movie, that was what we could see. To this day, my all-time favorite movie is a musical, and that is Seven Brides for Seven Brothers with Howard Keel. So much, I liked Howard Keel so much that for my birthday one year, there was a dinner theater here in Seattle. Okay, so it was 1979 because it was the year the Sonics were in the world, were in the championships and playoffs, and it was in the last, we went to several games, but we had tickets to the dinner theater. Bob got tickets for me because Howard Keel and Robert Goulet were doing a dinner theater in Seattle of Camelot, which, as big a fan as I am of Seven Brides for Seven Brothers with Howard Keel, I became an Arthur addict when I saw Sword in the Stone when it came out. And I have read practically every Arthur book out there. I've read Mort d'Arthur, which not very many people can say that they've read that big old English thing. And it's just, I love Camelot. And so when they did the musical with Howard Keel and Robert Goulet, oh my gosh. Yes, it was pretty cool. So yes, Thoroughly Modern Millie. Angie, you're talking question? I don't know what exactly the same boat. Mimosa instead. I chose the latter. Sunday in the Park with George, yes. Yes, it's so, it's amazing. Okay, that was one book. This one is another short one. Hands. Lois Ehlert, she's done books like Red Leaf, all kinds of really basic, simple picture books with amazing collage work in them. And they're just, she's right up there with Eric Carle and Hungry Caterpillar when it comes to collage. But this book, she did kind of as about herself growing up to be an artist and what it was like for herself. And the way she did this book, you guys are going to love. It's so, so clever. And it's called Hands, Growing Up to be an Artist. Now, screwdrivers, hands, growing up to be an artist right there. And then this turns there. This book is dedicated to my mother and father. My father always works with his hands. He builds things in his workshops. He measures with his ruler, marking the wood with a pencil. Then he measures again, just to be sure. He's picky. Let me see if I can get the whole book in. He's picky. When I help, I try to do things like he does. He's showing me how to paint, pound nails straight, and saw wood. My mother makes things too. She has lots of colorful cloth, ribbons, lace, buttons, and thread. I watch her pin patterns to cloth, carefully cutting along the edges with her scissors. She has many scissors, big heavy ones and pointy little ones that fit my hand. She's teaching me to sew. Together we make cat toys. Today, Dad put up a folding table near Mom's sewing machine for me. Now I have my own spot. I've got lots of good scraps from Mom and Dad. There are so many things I want to make. I just finished this pot holder for our kitchen. I wish I could stay here forever, but I hear Dad and Mom calling me. They need extra hands in the garden. Every year I help plant vegetable seeds. Heartland Seed Company, early red tomato. Heartland Seed, son of Mexico's zinnia. Mom grows flowers. She likes bright colors. So do I. I'm good at weeding. Dad says I have sharp eyes, that I see things other people miss. When our flowers bloom, I'm going to paint a picture of them. I'll use every color in my paint box. Until then, I'll be working at my table because I know when I grow up, I want to be an artist. Then I'll join hands with my mom and Dad. Okay, that one hit me because it was like reading about myself. So it's done so many. You did still life in chalks, and the teacher put it in the county fair. I didn't get it back, but the teacher suggested my mother take me to art school at a museum in DC to train. Didn't get to go. Next. You know what? You can go now, or you can train now. You can do that. Oh my goodness. A cute page. I know, aren't the pages cute that they're cut like that? So she still had to follow the same regulations about how many pages in the book, so with those folding and all that kind of stuff. But reading that about that, you guys know that I grew up at an orchard. We had an orchard. My dad built a workbench that was a kid-size workbench for us. And he did it for Carolyn at first. And it was down in the basement because his workshop, he had a workshop out in the garage for a lot of the farm stuff, but he called himself a barnyard architect. Like I said, many of my bookshelves in here were built by him. A lot of the furniture that he built for my niece, the hope chests that he built. But Mom and Dad would buy really nice pieces, like if they had needed a piece of furniture like a couch or anything, they really nice, and then Mom would get it recovered. But if they needed a china hutch or they needed something, Dad would build it. And so he had this beautiful workbench downstairs, but with 4 girls who wanted to be around their dad and wanted to be, and Mom was always, because Mom sewed. So he made a workbench down there. So we had our own kid-size vise, our kid-size saws, our rasp, and all our hammers and nails and everything, and all kinds of stuff. And he would get wood for us, scraps to build things along with him. And so if he was down there working on something, we could be down there working too. And then my mom was a master. I mean, her grandfather had been a tailor, and so she'd sewed since she was very little. And she started. I mean, I first got on a sewing machine when I was 5 or littler. She taught 4-H sewing and cooking, and Sarah's group was the 4-H, and I was the tag-along kid. So I learned and took my stuff to the county fairs and stuff, won my way to camp. But we sewed everything. As she says, about the only thing she wouldn't sew for us was underwear and jeans. That we would buy, but she made our swimsuits. She made all of our clothes, all of that, and we all learned to sew, and were around that. And my grandmother did amazing stuff, and it was just that kind of hand thing, and building and gardening and planting that stuff. So when I read this book, Hands, the first time it didn't really catch me that much. I was just kind of looking at it, how it was said, and then just now when I read it, it was like, oh my gosh, because this little thing it said screwdrivers and that little thing of tools just reminded me so much of the little tool sets that we had, because we had the holes that they all went in, and that tool bench that my dad made. So Carolyn is 7 years older than me. Dad made it for her when she was probably 5. Is still around. I think it is at her grandson's. I think Jacob has it. And it's just pretty amazing to see. And it still works. The drawers still pull out. Everything like that. Scissors. Okay. Whose mom didn't have these big old kind of scissors around? Oh my gosh. And I still have some of Mom's that are kind of like this, except they have a kind of a cross-like thing in them, and we call them the Catechism Scissors. We didn't make too many cat toys because we didn't have cats, and we didn't have, or we'd had orchard cats. They stayed outside. They didn't come in the house. And we had a dog too, but we made Barbie clothes. When we first came out, we made our own Barbie clothes and sewed them. So, oh, you saw him. Oh, you saw him do South Pacific. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Cutting material and patterns. I tell you, people cringe when I tell them how many patterns we threw away and how many boxes of fabric when my parents moved out of the house that I grew up in, because the basement had, you know what like a third size apple box is the smaller ones, and then there's the big size. The big ones were cram-packed full of fabric scrap, and there were probably 100, 150 of those boxes cram-packed full of fabric. And the third size boxes, which were the narrower ones, back up here, the narrower boxes like this, and they're long, that you could stand a pattern up in, probably another 150 of those. And when my parents moved, we threw them all in the back of the pickup and took them to the dump. Now everybody cringes. Oh, you could have been. Quilting wasn't a big thing when they moved in 1974. It wasn't a big thing, or 75. After I left for college, they sold the house and sold the ranch and moved, and quilting wasn't a big thing back then. It's amazing to see that. I love that. Just, oh, never too. You know what? We all do a lot. Sometimes it's just things we sit down for a few minutes and do. Love those books. All right, I'm actually going to save the other one, Louise Loves Art, for probably for tomorrow night, because it's a cute story in and of itself, and about a little girl and her masterpiece, and it has a cute little drawing exercise that we can do, or a thing to draw the cat. Kelly Light, that is the author, has a way to do that, and I thought it would be fun. So bring your sketchbooks tomorrow night, and after I read that story, we can draw some. And if you have anything that you've done, any delightful things that any other shenanigans or sketches, send them to me, you guys. I love that. It makes, oh my gosh, it makes my day. Okay. Oh my gosh. I can still remember seeing the album covers for South Pacific, the early one that was one of my mom's favorite musicals. That she loved that one, and then The King and I was another one that she actually liked. You know what? This is funny that you said that. So that everybody always said, "Don't you wish you had a boy?" And Dad, so he'd had 3 girls, and then along comes the accident, me. Although, as my sister Sarah says, she goes, "You were never told you were an accident. I was told I was an accident." So everybody would say to my dad, "Well, don't you want a boy?" And my dad said, "If we have a boy, that means I have to add on to the house and figure out a different bedroom. Better be a girl, because at least with 4 girls, the whole upstairs of the house was 2 big giant bedrooms, and Patty and Carolyn shared one, and Sarah and I shared the other one. And so he didn't have to add on to anything, and that kind of thing. So his best friend, one of his best friends that he grew up with, Jim Zimmerman, who was our doctor, who took care of my teeth when I hit the headboard and all that, is who delivered me. And I was 3.5 weeks late or something like that, crazy. My mom took, orange juice and castor oil or something like that to get things going. Anyway, Jim told her that I was going to be a little boy. And she said, "Oh no, I've never had a little one, and I've never had a boy. It's going to be a big girl." And so there I was born. And she said, he says, "You're right, it's a big girl." And she said, "I told you so," to him. And he said, "Be quiet or I'll put her back." And he remembered that. I mean, seriously, I think he probably told that story at my wedding reception. Oh my gosh. But it was hilarious that because he had 2 girls and a boy, and he thought for sure that, with Dad and him being such good, that was following. Nope, 4 girls, but Dad, that was the thing with. I learned to drive a tractor when I was 10 years old. I did any of the same jobs. We always did whatever was expected of anybody else that could do, there wasn't anything except we had to be ladies. We were supposed to act like a lady, which, when you're hanging upside down in the trees and doing stuff like that, it's kind of hard, but oh well. It's all good. Anyway, everybody, it's been just a delight. I have to thank you, Deidre, for your amazing sketches, for bringing them and letting me showcase them, and Nathan, for your stories. Thank you for the time you spent. That means so much to me, and I'm sure it means so much to everybody else here too. It's just so exciting to see your talents in this way, and I feel honored that you're sharing them here, and let me just put them out there. So, you guys, it's been a delight. I'm going to just check here before, oh, okay. So Helen had family that worked in theater, so that worked. Oh my goodness. Oh, yes, you love to knit and sew. It's funny, Deidre, my mom wouldn't teach us how to knit, because she said she knitted wrong, because she did the old continental kind of called pick knitting, and because she didn't have to move her hands so much. But the woman could knit an adult cap in about an hour, 80. I think it took her about 80 minutes to do a complete finished knit hat. And then she did them for kids. It would take her about half that time, because she did caps for kids for the hospitals and stuff like that. And then she knitted a bunch of them for my school one time. But when they were moving from one place to another, she knitted caps. She just had hundreds of them. She would knit them when they would go on cruises and somebody would see them, and so she would knit them, make a compliment, and she would knit and she would give them it. It's hilarious. Yep. My sister Sarah does the knitting now, and so she's taken over for the hats and stuff. And yay! Yes, thanks, Angie. Do that. King and I, my fave. Yes, Yul Brynner. Yeah, I love Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner was awesome. You still sew. I have my sewing machine. I don't get it out very often, but I do once in a while. Carolyn does most of the sewing for us. Oh, Nathan, thank you. That was, if I was an accident, the best accident ever. That's so sweet. Oh yeah. Yep. I got to do all those things that girls don't normally get to do. Yeah, I was pretty wild, but that's fine. That's okay. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to sign off and tell you that this has just been so much fun. Thank you for celebrating. Woohoo! 100, and now I can go live from the beach. I can go live from the shore. I can go live from the mountains, and I can just go live anywhere I want, because I can go live from my phone and I can take it with me. Yay! That's exciting. That's exciting. So you may get tired of seeing me pop up on YouTube all over the place babbling away. Just somebody tell me if I'm babbling too much. Oh, yeah. Prissy in a dress. Yeah, Mom tried to get me to be prissy in a dress. All dressed up and funny like that way. But you know, I never came across as prissy. Never came across as prissy. Even when I had to go to cotillion. Never came across as prissy. Nope. All right, you guys. Everybody, have an amazing evening. Let's see, we're going to dance this out tonight. I got to put things up and say goodbye. And everybody, I tell you, you're going to have to go outside of the group to go looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight, because it is glowing in this group. It is not hiding at all. It is beauty in abundance in this group. And I thank you so much. So spread that joy, spread that love, and keep looking all around you and show it to other people. Y'all got talent, and I'm excited.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feel alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, shameless, famous, running cool, with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh,
No problem, Judy.
gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous. We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal.